Free college football picks. This is week 2, part 4. I'm Tony T here with our college football pick show here for Friday. We're going to get you the rest of the games. We have 15 games here from Saturday, so that wraps up all the college football here for week 2 with this video. Before we get underway, just a couple things. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have free college football picks updated all season long. Free picks every day from all the major sports like Major League Baseball, like NFL. Of course, our morning team live show with the WNBA and CFL picks, making it a great time to subscribe. And also, if you would, support our channel, give us that like, that thumbs up. We greatly appreciate it. Then visit Tony'sPicks.com. We're our multi-capper site showcasing top cappers in our industry. Click the links to the hot cappers, get signed up to long-term passes. Hot cappers up here like Morning's team for the year. Joseph Schultz, Ramon, great work here. Nick Vartini, past 30 days have been hot. So is Nick Lagaretta's last 7 days been on top of leaderboards. Collins producing great work. Click the links, get signed up to their long-term passes. You'll find our latest premium picks here in the center of the page. Of course, we've got our best bet tabs. You click that, you can get our best bets of the day. One from each sport, each capper can designate. You see a lot of best bets here at that up there. $15 premium plays promotional. Each capper can designate a play on the card at $15. Introduce their service to new and existing customers. You see many plays up there right now. Best bets at that price point. Multi-packs offering great value as well. So check those out there on the site. Of course, the one-day passes are profit guarantee. Must turn a profit or the amount purchased is credit back to your account for site credits. That is profit guarantee. And of course, you can save 20% off all premium pick packages. Use that promo code TonyT at checkout. You can access our page by clicking the link in the description. Click the All Cappers tab. Get signed up. Always love to hear from you guys. You can post your picks in the comments. We are looking for cappers, so apply on that home page. All right, let's go ahead and let's get this one started. Texas and Alabama college football pick for Saturday. Texas 1-0 after the 37-10 home victory to Rice. Longhorns' run game produced 4 yards a carry. It was a solid defensive effort for Texas to hold the Owls at 27 rushing yards, 149 passing on 26 attempts. They forced 3 Rice turnovers. Quinn Ewers was impressive in his debut, hitting 19 of 30 for 260 yards with 3 touchdowns and 8.7 yards per attempt there in the passing game. Alabama 1-0 after a 56-7 home victory to Middle Tennessee State. Crimson Tide rushed for 5 yards a carry in the win. Jalen Milroe in the opener hit 13 of 18 for 194 yards and 3 touchdowns. He is a threat to run with 48 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns. Last year's meeting was low scoring, Alabama winning 20-19. Ewers last year against Alabama 9 of 17 for 134 yards, averaging 11 yards per attempt. Milroe's running in full game here from Ewers here could really open up this one to a high-scoring affair. Play here Texas and Alabama over 54. Wisconsin and Washington State college football pick. This is action here for Saturday. Wisconsin 1-0 on the year with their 38-17 home victory to Buffalo. Strong rushing performance for the Badgers. They rushed for 314 yards on 40 attempts. They allowed 4 yards per rush to the Bulls with less than 5 yards per pass attempt. Tanner Mordecai went 24 of 31 for 189 yards with a touchdown but 2 picks. Washington State 1-0 after their 50-24 road win to Colorado State. Cougars held the Rams at 3 points after 3 quarters. Their running attack generated less than 3 yards a carry. Defensively, they held Colorado State to under 2 yards per rush, 320 passing yards on 44 attempts. A huge game for Cameron Ward at quarterback. He goes 37 of 49 in this road win, 451 yards. 3 touchdowns. He's a threat to run. First-year offensive coordinator system really look well here. Art Buckle here for this Washington State team. We're working for this quarterback Ward. Remember, he is a transfer a few years ago from Ingarnet Ward. Mordecai averaged only 6.1 yards per attempt at home to a MAC team. Run defense promising start here for the. Run defense is promising. Here in their opener, the play will be Washington State plus the 6. Auburn and California college football pick for action on Saturday. Auburn 1-0 after their 59-14 home victory to UMass. Tigers went up 31-7 at the half. Auburn crushed the Minutemen on the ground as they rushed the football for 289 yards on 44 carries. They did allow 5 yards per rush with 161 passing yards on 24 attempts. Michigan State transfer Peyton Thorne got the start, hitting 10 of 17 for 141 yards and a touchdown. Cal 1-0, a 58-21 road win at North Texas. Golden Bears rolled up 669 yards on that mean green defense. The team rushed for 357 yards on 56 carries. They limited North Texas to under 2 yards per rush and 184 passing yards on 26 attempts. Sam Jackson saw limited action. He suffered an injury and a game decision here. The quarterback here in this spot for Cal, but the NC State transfer, Ben Finley, 24-34, 279 yards with a touchdown and a pick. He struggled with accuracy in his limited work with the Wolfpack. Thorne struggled with interception in his time with the Spartans. Both teams are experienced. Golden Bears have covered 3 straight dating to last year. Tigers struggled on the road in 2022. Cal's performance on both sides very promising here. Play here will be on Cal plus the 6.5. Oklahoma State and Arizona State. College football pick for action here on Saturday. Oklahoma State 1-0 after their 27-13 home victory to Central Arkansas FCS school. Mike Gundy is in his 19th year as head coach. The team went 7-6 last year, returned 7 starters to the offense, 6 to the defense. Cowboys averaged 30 points and 405 yards a game a year ago. Running game generated only 3.4 yards a attempt. Their defense gave up 29 points and 436 yards a game. Oklahoma State lost their top running backs and their top 2 running backs and 4 of their top 5 receivers. Starting quarterback Spencer Sanders is gone. Garrett Rangel started at quarterback, but about 3 of them altogether saw action. 4 starters returned to the offensive line with inexperience defensively on the line and secondary. Arizona State 1-0 after a 24-21 home victory to Southern Utah. Kenny Dillingham is in his first year as head coach. ASU 3-9 in 2022, returned 8 starters to the offense, 5 of the defense. Sun Devils posted 26 points and 387 yards a game in 2022. On defense, they allowed 31 points and 422 yards a game. The team loses their top 2 rushers, but their 3 top receivers are back. Quarterback Emory Jones transferred. True freshman Jaden Rashada got the start at quarterback in a heated summer battle. 4 starters are back on the offensive line with inexperience defensively in the front 7. Rashada had a good showing in his opener, but that was against an FCS team. Oklahoma State quarterback situation is still a major concern. True freshman has a major test here for Arizona State. At the quarterback spot, the play here will be Oklahoma State and Arizona State under 56.5. Arizona and Mississippi State college football pick here for action on Saturday. Arizona 1-0 after the 38-3 home victory in Northern Arizona. Jed Fish is in his 3rd year as head coach for Arizona. Wildcats were 5-7 last season, returned 8 starters on offense, 3 to the defense. Arizona posted 31 points and 462 yards a game last season. On defense, they surrendered 36 points and 468 yards a game. Their top rushers returned, as do 4 of their top 5 receivers. Quarterback Jaden DeLora returns, as do 3 starters on the offensive line. Their defense is inexperienced on all levels. Mississippi State is 1-0 after their 48-7 home victory to FCS Southeast Louisiana. Zach Arnett is in his 2nd season as head coach for Mississippi State. It is his first full season and the former defensive coordinator for the school. Bulldogs finished 9-4 in 2022 and returned 8 starters on offense, 4 to the defense. They averaged 31 points and 393 yards a game last year. Defense held foes to 23 points and 346 yards a game. Their top rusher is back, but the Bulldogs lost 3 of their top 4 receivers. Will Rogers returned at quarterback. 4 starters returned to the offensive line with inexperience defensively on the line and secondary. They met last year with Mississippi State winning 39-17 on the road. Wildcats struggled in the loss with the ground attack and averaged only 5 yards per pass attempt. DeLora threw 3 interceptions in the game. There, Rogers was accurate last year and is in his 4th season as quarterback for the Bulldogs. DeLora struggled with interceptions last year. The signal caller also struggled last year against a good defensive team in Utah. Play here, Mississippi State here at -9. Stanford and USC college football pick. Here we go for action on Saturday. Stanford here is 1-0 after the 37-24 road win at Hawaii. This broke a 5-game losing streak dating back to last year. Cardinal put up 402 yards with over 4 yards per rush. They held the Warriors to -5 yards rushing, but 355 passing yards on 53 attempts. Stanford had 6 sacks. Sophomore quarterback Ashton Daniels impressive in the opener, 25 of 36, 248 yards and 2 touchdowns. He threw 6 passes in his freshman year. Now USC improved to 2-0, a 66-14 home victory in Nevada. Trojans rolled up 668 yards on that Wolfpack defense with 215 rushing on 20 carries. USC held Nevada to under 2 yards per carry, but 311 passing yards on 34 attempts. Another huge passing performance by Caleb Williams. Trojans look the part of that high-octane offense whose defense will give up points. Stanford's offense is showing promising enough for an over here. Play here will be on Stanford and USC to go over total of 69.5. Southern Miss and Florida State college football pick. This one is on Saturday, Southern Miss 1-0 after their 40-14 victory to FCS Alcorn State. Will Hall is back for his third season as head coach. The team finished 7-6 in 2022. They returned 9 starters to the offense, 6 to the defense. They put up 25 points and 349 yards a game a year ago, while on defense, the Bulldogs held opponents to 23 points and 372 yards a game. Team returns their top rusher along with 5 of their top 6 receivers. Starting quarterback Zach Wilkie returned but failed to earn the starting position. Clemson transfer Billy Wiles got the start. 4 starters return the offensive line with inexperience defensively in the back 7. Florida State is 1-0 after their 45-24 home victory at LSU on Sunday night. Down 17-14 at the half, the Seminoles outscored the Tigers 31-7 in the second half. FSU gained 4 yards per rush in the win. They allowed 4 yards to carry to LSU, but 347 passing yards on 37 attempts. Jordan Travis, 23 of 31 for 342 yards. He had 4 touchdowns and a pick. He averaged 11 yards per attempt against LSU. Travis is experienced. This is his 4th season. Bulldogs quarterback Billy Wiles threw 4 passes for Clemson in 2021. He had an impressive debut, but that wasn't against an FCS school. Southern Miss inexperience in the secondary concern. It's just tough to lay this huge number on a short week. Wiles' performance promising. Play here, Southern Miss and Florida State over 53. Air Force versus Sam Houston State College. A football pick here for action on Saturday. Air Force 1-0 after their 42-7 home victory to FCS Robert Morris. Troy Calhoun is in his 17th season as head coach. The Falcons went 10-3 last year, returned 5 starters on offense, 8 to the defense. The team posted 28 points and 397 yards a game last year. Defensively, they limited opponents to 13 points and 254 yards a game. Falcons lose 4 of their top 5 rushers and lose their top 2 receivers. Quarterback Zach Lear attempted only 3 passes. He rushed 14 times for 99 yards and 2 touchdowns. 3 starters returned to the offensive line with inexperience defensively in the front 7. Sam Houston State 0-1, a 14-0 road defeat at BYU. They lose their lone game against FBS school last year at Texas A&M. And that was a down Aggies team, but they lost at 31-zip. Bearcats offense produced less than 2 yards per rush against the Cougars. Their defense played well to hold BYU to under 4 yards a carry, 145 passing yards on 33 attempts. Quarterback Keegan Shoemaker, 18 of 33, 147 yards, 3 picks. He completed just 46% of his passes with 5.5 yards per attempt last year in the FCS. Neutral site game played at NFL Stadium in Houston. Bearcats offense, massive concern, and also they're facing triple option offense after playing at BYU, as well as Lazier has seen action in 9 games past 2 seasons. Seems to be a really good runner of the football and does give that triple option a really, really strong quarterback there to run it. Play here, Air Force minus 13.5. Charlotte and Maryland college football pick for action on Saturday. Charlotte 1-0 after their 24-3 home victory at FCS South Carolina State. Biff Poggi is in his first season as head coach. The team finished 3-9 in 2022. They returned 4 starters to the offense, 6 to the defense. The 49ers offense produced only 24 points and 387 yards a game last season. The defense surrendered 39 points and 484 yards a game. Their top 4 rushers are back, but they lose their top 4 receivers. Quarterback Chris Reynolds is left, as did his 3 backups. Florida Bethune-Cookman transfer Jalen Jones is under center for his senior year. 2 starters returned to the offensive line with inexperience defensively in the line and secondary. Maryland 1-0 after the 38-6 home victory at FCS Townsend. Mike Loxley returns for his 5th season as head coach. The team went 8-5 a year ago, returned 5 starters on offense, 6 to the defense. The Terrapins put up 28 points and 402 yards a game last year. The defense held foes at 23 points and 357 yards a game. All top rushers returned for Maryland, as did their top 2 receivers. Quarterback Talia Tagovailoa returned, only 1 starter on the offensive line, back with inexperience defensively in the front 7. Jones struggled with accuracy in his year in the FCS. Tagovailoa has all his weapons back in 2023. It's really a tough spot for a first-year head coach in his first road game against this playmaker experience on the with Maryland. 49ers' lack of experience on offense, major concern here. Play here, Maryland minus 24.5. Eastern Michigan and Minnesota college football pick. Here we go for Saturday. Eastern Michigan 1-0 after a 33-23 home victory at FCS Howard. Chris Crane returns for his 10th year as head coach for the Eagles. The team finished 9-4 in 2022. Returned 4 starters to the offense, 7 to the defense. The team put up 30 points and 365 yards a game a season ago. On defense, they limited foes to 28 points and 377 yards a game. Returning are their top 3 running backs, but only one of their impact receivers. Quarterback Taylor Powell has exited the program. Sophomore Austin Smith is under center. Two starters return to the offensive line with inexperience on the defensive line and secondary. Minnesota 1-0 after their 13-10 home victory in Nebraska. Down 10-3 late, the Golden Gophers really rallied for 10 points in the final 2.5 minutes. Poor offensive showing for Minnesota, rushing for just over 2 yards a carry. They did allow 4.5 yards per rush to the Cornhuskers, that limited their passing to 114 yards on 19 attempts. Sophomore quarterback Alan Kalemanis completed just 54% of his passes with 4.5 yards per attempt. Golden Gophers lost their top running backs and quarterback from last year. Their offense just doesn't look good right now, so play will be Eastern Michigan plus 20.5. Jacksonville State and Coastal Carolina college football pick. Here we go for Saturday's action. Jacksonville State 2-0 after their 49-3 home win to FCS East Tennessee State. The Gamecocks opened the year defeating UTEP 17-14 at home. Jacksonville State ran for 208 yards on 44 carries in the win against the Miners, with the defense allowing less than 4 yards a carry. Quarterback play was subpar. Zion Webb just 10 of 20 for 67 yards. He did a rush for 55 yards on 10 carries. Coastal Carolina drops to 0-1 at 27-13 road defeat at UCLA. Chanticleer's rush for less than 2 yards a carry. On defense, they allowed the Bruins over 5 yards per rush, along with 264 passing yards on 29 attempts. Grayson McCall had a disappointing debut in his senior season, just 1 touchdown, 2 picks, 6.5 yards per attempt. Chanticleers are inexperienced on defense. They've lost 4 straight dating back to last year with poor defensive play. Play here will be on Jacksonville State plus the 14. Middle Tennessee State and Missouri college football pick here for action Saturday. Middle Tennessee State 0-1 after their 56-7 road defeat at Alabama. Blue Raiders struggled on both sides of the football. The offense rushed for 3 yards a carry. Sophomore quarterback Nicholas Fatidio completed 21 of 32, 127 yards and a touchdown. He averaged 4 yards per attempt. On defense, they surrendered 431 yards to the Crimson Tide with 5 yards per rush, 226 passing yards on 24 attempts. Missouri 1-0 after their 35-10 home victory at FCS South Dakota. Eli Drinkwitz is in his 4th season as head coach for Missouri. Tigers were 6-7 in 2022, returned 7 starters to the offense, 8 to the defense. The team posted 25 points and 370 yards a game. The defense held opponents in 2022 to 25 points and 341 yards a game. Their top 3 rushers are back, but they lost their top 2 receivers. Quarterback Brady Cook is back. The team returns 3 starters to the offensive line with inexperience defensively in the front 7. Cooks last year did complete 65% of his passes with 8.1 yards per attempt. He is a threat to run the football. Blue Raiders brought back only 5 starters to the offense and will be challenged to get points on the board. It is also a tough spot for the Blue Raiders, playing back-to-back road games against SEC and following a game at a physical Alabama team. Play here Missouri minus the 21. Temple and Rutgers college football pick for action on Saturday. Temple 1-0 after their 24-21 home victory at Akron. The Owls overcame a 21-10 halftime deficit. The team struggled running the football with only 61 yards on 28 carries against a MAC team at home. On defense, they limited the Zips to under 3 yards per rush and 205 passing yards on 29 attempts. Second-year quarterback E.J. Warner went 28 of 49 for 292 yards and 2 touchdowns. Rutgers 1-0 after a 24-7 home victory in Northwestern. Scarlet Knights rushed nearly 3 yards a carry. They limited the Wildcats at 12 rushing yards, 189 passing on 40 attempts. Quarterback Gavin Wimsatt completed 17 of 29 for 163 yards with a touchdown and only 5.6 yards per attempt. Wimsatt has completed less than half his passes the past 2 seasons in limited work. Owls are an experienced defense with 9 returning starters. Just prefer Warner at quarterback. Play here will be Temple at plus the 9. UCLA and San Diego State college football pick here for action on Saturday. UCLA 1-0 after a 27-13 home victory to Coastal Carolina. Bruins offense produced over 5 yards per rush. They limited the Chanticleers to under 2 yards a carry on the ground and 289 passing yards on 43 attempts. 3 interceptions were thrown by Bruins quarterbacks. Ethan Garbers 10 of 17 for 121 yards with a touchdown and 2 interceptions. Freshman Dante Moore saw work going 7 of 12 for 143 yards, 2 touchdowns and a pick. San Diego State 2-0 after their 36-28 home victory to FCS Idaho State. Aztecs opened the year with a 20-13 home victory to Ohio. Aztecs held the Bobcats to just over 3 yards per attempt. They allowed 278 passing yards on 52 attempts. San Diego State rushed for just under 5 yards a carry. Jalen Madden went 17 of 27 for 164 yards and 2 touchdowns. Now, in the win against their FCS opponent last week, he averaged only 4.6 yards per attempt. Quarterbacks on both sides, the concern here, more if he sees time as a freshman playing in his first road game. Play here UCLA and San Diego State under 48.5 points. All right, that was our college football pick show here for you guys. This was part 4 for week number 2. We got all the games covered now, you guys, so make sure you subscribe to our channel. We have free college football picks updated all season long, free picks every day from all the major sports. We got NFL, Major League Baseball, of course, our morning steam team. They come through with WNB and CFL as well as more picks from them. And of course, don't forget to like this video, give us that thumbs up. We greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to visit our site, Tony'sPicks.com. Click the link in the description and get there. And don't forget that promo code. You see it there on the screen. Tony T at checkout will save you 20% off. I'm Tony T. Back later on with more free picks.